Hey y'all, it's Chris from Rockin Farm, and I am getting ready to let these lavender guineas out. So they have been here for, let me see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So they've been here for 5 whole days, and I've kept them confined in that cage. The reason for doing that was so that they would establish that this is home and start to associate this area and getting food every day as this is where they belong. I also wanted these guys and those guys to start figuring out who each other was, and they have definitely figured it out. For the last several nights, these guys have been sleeping up on the top there. They've been perching right along the edge of the kennel, which is awesome because prior to this, they didn't perch anywhere. They didn't roost anywhere at night. They would just sleep out in the grass and kind of depend on my dogs to watch over them. So the fact that they've started roosting, 6 feet off the ground at least, is pretty awesome, and they've definitely bonded with these guys. I mean, you can see this one over here is actually sticking its head underneath the kennel to eat the food that the other ones are dropping. So they're all getting along really well. Now it's about 6:30 at night, and it starts getting pretty dusky and bordering on getting dark here at about 7:30. So I'm letting them out now. And the reason that I'm going to let these guys out now is because if there's problems and if they want to pick on each other, they're only going to pick on each other for about an hour before they go to bed. What are you doing up there, Guinea? I definitely have several girls in the new group, which is awesome. That's what I wanted, because I've only got one girl in the original group of 7. And guineas are one of those birds that they will actually pair up, and so long as nothing happens to one or the other, they'll breed in that breeding pair. So I wanted to try and balance out my male and female population, so that I can either sell guinea eggs or, in some markets, guinea eggs are considered a delicacy, or I can throw them in an incubator and hatch them out and sell guinea chicks. And then as my guineas get older, I can replace my guineas with new chicks. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I had some breeding pairs. And then also, if you don't have any females at all, the boys will take off looking for females. So to keep the boys here, I had to have a few girls in the flock. I'm sorry, I had to have a few girls in the confusion. That is something that we learned today through a meme that was sent to me by a friend of mine. Apparently a flock of guineas is called a confusion. So we wanted to make sure we had several females in the confusion so that they would keep the males around. So it's about that time. You can see Luna's looking very interested. She likes to chase a little bit, but she definitely doesn't hurt. I'll have to push her off a little bit so that she doesn't chase too much right now when I open up this kennel. And I wouldn't expect anything super exciting when I open up this kennel. When I first approach it, they're probably all going to jump up on the roosting bars, and we'll watch for a minute or two, and maybe I'll give you all an update a little bit later. Luna, go, 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 go. Good girl, go. All right, so I'll just open this kennel, and then I will back off, and we'll just kind of see what happens. Okay, they're just going to come right out. And they're going to integrate. So far, everything's looking good. There's food on the ground, so they're just kind of pecking around on the ground. You see, one of my guineas was like, ooh, there's food in there, and ran inside. It takes them a little while to figure out that there's a door, too. But yay, I mean, this is what I wanted. Obviously, right now, it's like, what the heck is going on? This is confusing. Why are you on that side of the fence, and you're over here, and I'm over there, and how do I get back to you? But they'll figure that out in a little while. And what I've always done with this kennel, this grow out kennel, is unless I'm using it for something else, unless I'm doing chickens or ducks or something in it, I just leave the door open so that if the guineas want to go in there and roost, they can. I'm trying to get them. There's a tree not too far from the house that has a lot of really good canopy and keeps its leaves during the winter. And it's fairly, the lower branches are fairly low to the ground, maybe 5 feet off the ground. So I put their big water underneath that, trying to kind of encourage them to maybe start roosting in that tree. But they're guineas. They're going to roost wherever they want to roost. They may roost up on the roof. But I definitely want to do this introduction tonight because tomorrow we're expecting rain and weather and wind, and so I wanted to give them a day to figure out where it is that they want to go to be together. And it definitely looks like they want to be together. So I'll get a little bit closer. You hear that sound there? Okay, that sound with the two syllables, that is the sound that only the female guinea makes. They all make a squawking sound, kind of a chee 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 chee, but that two syllable sound you just heard, some people describe it as saying come back, come back. There it is again. That two syllable sound is a sound that only the female guineas make, and that is one of my new lavenders that's making that. So, you know, we know for a fact that we have a minimum of 2 females, but I've actually been out here when there's a few of them making that sound. So I think I have around 5 females now, which means I still have 11 males, but my ratio is better than it was. So I'll get just a little bit closer so that we can hopefully get that nice thumbnail picture. But that's the guineas, y'all. Fully integrated, getting along, not picking on each other. This is good stuff. So until I see y'all again, I hope that you can all be happy and live healthy. This has been Chris with Rockin Farm.